is Talk for Glory episode. This is actually a continuation of episode 177, Cinderella tournament predictions. So as you guys just heard me say, yes, this is a continuation. So no, this does not count as episode 179. But let's forget about numbers for a second. Introductions are always a must. I'm Enigma B4. And this is Stardom Cinderella Tournament 2024 Finals Prediction. Now, guys, maybe it's just me. Maybe I just noticed this. But we just started Cinderella like last week or some shit. But the finals are 3 days away. And my God, how fast has March been running? How fast has the Cinderella season come to an end? But most importantly, guys, how fast are we close to the boyhood, the girlhood dream, the Cinderella story? I know that there are 4 women here, 1 dress, 1 wish, and we're going to talk about it. But before that, I thought it's not just a good idea to talk about match 1, match 2 of Cinderella, then talk about the finals. Because, yes, guys, on a Wednesday, there will be an entire pay-per-view. So how about we dive into that pay-per-view? To start us off, we have Empress X Venus. What? Sorry, guys, I'm still trying to memorize the name. Eve Venus X Nexus, whatever the fuck it is. It is the Venus, Mina Shirakawa. The returning Xena. The Cosmic Anchor, Club Anchor. New York's favorite daughter, Waka Tsukiyama. And the new human tower, Hanako. Versus the Stardom Terminator, Shuri. The all soul shall clap her heart out, Mirai. Instant pin, 1% health left, Saki Kashi. And rising killing machine, Rana Yagami. I can't tell you guys how much I, on first glance, didn't care about this until, I want to say, I went back before going on stream and watched a Rana Yagami match. I believe it was against Miyu, and then I watched her against Ami, and then I basically, one moment, guys. All right, sorry about that. But back to what I was saying, I basically rewatched all of Rana's God's Eye matches. That's a tag one. So when she faced Kashima, when she faced Ami, when she faced Mirai, when she faced Shuri at New Blood, and Rana Yagami is really growing on me to the point where it actually gained interest out of me for this tag match. And I'm also curious as to where I'm just gonna call it Club Empress. That makes it a lot easier. Where Club Empress or Empress Club really go, because yes, Micah's got the red belt, but as other factions would show you and history has said, it takes more than the red belt to look like a strong faction. And Xena, I don't really know her place in the faction, but Waka and Hanako could really use the win. But at the same time, remember, guys, it takes an army to stop Shuri. So, what does it take to stop Mirai, Kashima, and Rana Yagami? But beyond and end all, I believe God's Eye for the win. And yes, that sounds more like a question, guys, but I definitely believe in God's Eye. next match is, and yeah, guys, we're going to have a couple tag matches here. It is Cosmic Angels, Natsupoi, the so fucking cool Sori Ano, the Wonder of Stardom champion, the Cosmic Pineapple. I don't know. I call her the watermelon, but whatever. Yuna Mizumori, the newest member or the trainee, the cosmic trainee, Sayaka Kurara, and the woman that's trying to attempt to be in Cosmic Angels, Aya Sakura. Didn't really think I would see people fighting to try to get into Cosmic Angels. Versus Oedo Ties, Natsuko Tora, Momo Watanabe, Starlight Kid, Rina, and Fukigen Death. You know, I'm kind of mixed about this. On one hand, I told myself, this is whatever. I told myself, maybe, just maybe, I can probably jump over this match. But, I at first glance, I thought, this is not interesting to me. But then I remember that Momo Watanabe is right now just banging on Micah's door. Give me red belt. Or give me red belt match. And I'm loving Sori Ano's, again, still stoicism. Still, she's so fucking cool. And I don't think we've had Kurara and Sakura on the same team. So this is interesting to me. This is very interesting to me. When it comes to this, one moment, guys. All right. So when it comes to this, I'm more so curious to see how Sakura and Sayaka will coexist. For you WWE fans, this is basically the they coexist shit. But again, Momo's got me way too invested to the point where I want to see this. I want to see Momo tear through Stardom's lower tier, middle tier, upper tier, just to tear into Micah, because how dare Micah go after Utami when Momo called dibs first? So, with that being said, I have Oedo Time winning this. And finally, the last tag match before we get into some real fun. It is the Golden Phoenix, the woman on her. That stuff ends. I don't know. Once the next time, Sai will probably want the idea of Ibushi versus her. Ibushi's made out of glass. So it is the Dome Woman. Yes, I'm bringing that one back. The Golden Phoenix, one of, if not the greatest Wonder of Stardom champion. When she flies high. Saya Kamitani. And the Human Tower, she's... I can't say the tallest woman. She's the giant woman that a lot of Stardom fans love. It's Lady C. Sadly, the C doesn't stand for Cinderella this time. And Rising Star, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but most definitely the next Future of Stardom champion, Miyu Amasaki, versus the Wild Heart, the challenging, maybe, Wonder of Stardom champion. She's pretty cool, as you guys already know. Hazuki, and she's teaming with the returning, well, not returning at this point, but she's still getting her pause, and then, but Koguma and Saida, the one half of the New Blood Tag Team Champions, versus Mei Sierra, Suzu Suzuki, and Mai Sakurai. So, guys, you guys are so used to the backgrounds already, but You guys are. I didn't do the introductions because I'm just gonna merge them all. It is high pace, fast as fuck, absolute brutality, no Rhea Ripley needed. She's crazy. She's a crazy star, and there's ladyship. This is a 3v3v3 that I want to see. I'm way too curious about this. Normally, I'm not going to lie, guys. There's a lot of times where Miyu and Lady teaming kind of gets an eye roll from me. Just not because I'm bored of them, but because they can be done so much better. Because again, Hina's like basically fresh off of a Futures title run and making almost the semifinals of the Cinderella. Lady C should have been getting treated better since like 2022. And Kamitani is fucking Tani. Saya Kamitani is probably the next 5-star winner. I say that, but you guys already know who I think. But let's leave that for a 5-star Grand Prix video. I'm actually looking forward to this because Hazuki is the odds-on favorite to win this 3v3v3 for her team. Not to mention, she is technically challenging for the white belt, possibly. Who says you need to win Cinderella to challenge the champ? Hazuki says, screw the rules. We're sorry. If you guys know anything about me, if you guys know anything about the friends I hang around, we really want to see a cool match between Soriano and Hazuki. And normally, I kind of complain about champions and tag team matches for pay-per-views, but May has done her stuff, and I kind of hate the fact that she is high-speed champion right now, while Suzu is also basically knocking on Aphrodite's door for tag titles. Because I get it, May is fast, but she still can't be in two places at the same time. So, Suzu, just hold on. And actually, as everything I've already said, I actually have Saya Kamitani, Miyu Amasaki, and Lady C winning this. Sorry, guys, says my internet's up. Okay, let me read the comments. Twilight, love seeing you, man. Cash Money, what's good, bro? QQ Superman. Yep. I really do believe that 2024 is the year that the lower tier of Queen's Quest finally rises, because we can't keep Lady and Miyu here down forever. And when Hina gets better, she'll be on the rise as well. But for now, Queen's Quest gets the dub in this tag match, the last tag match that I'll be talking about. Because next is Jesus, this is going to be one hell of an intro. It is the fastest rising star in the last 3 years. She is the Moon Arrow. She was the hottest free agent on the Stardom roster, asking everyone wondering where she's going to go. Some people wanted her to go to God's Eye. Some people wanted her to go to Queen's Quest. Her attire looked Queen's Quest. But she chose Stars. Why? Because she wanted to team with Mayu Iwatani. I'm talking about none other than Yazuki. But she faces her hero. She faces the icon. She faces the only woman to hold the high-speed SWA, Goddess, Artist, Wonder, World, and IWGP Women's Championships, making her the real belt collector. She is the Stardom icon. Without her, there is no Stardom. Mayu Iwatani. Now, some people are asking this question in the Discord. Why is Yuzuki facing Mayu so early? And I'm going to take this as Yuzuki needs to earn her keeps. I think the idea that Yuzuki might just be along for the ride, as long as I'm with Mayu, I'm good. Now, I don't think Yuzuki's like that. I don't think Yuzuki should be on the lower tier. Hell, I think that give her 3-4 years, she might be on that upper echelons level. Yuzuki might be the mid carder while Hanan and Hazuki go play main eventer whenever Mayu decides I'm gonna go on a vacation. And before we get to any of that, we need the Moon Arrow to be ready. And how else will you be ready than against the Stardom icon herself? She had an incredible Future of Stardom title match against Rina. She came close with no cigar. And if it weren't for Wingori, I would actually want for not Wingori. If it weren't for eye contact, I would actually want Yuzuki to team with Hanan during Goddess Tag League. But nah, I still want eye contact. And for that, I still believe that Yuzuki's going to do something. But before any of that, again, she's got to stand on her own 2 feet. She's got to stand against the best. And that's where Mayu decides, all right, it's time, kid. I hope you enjoyed Stars. I hope you enjoyed teaming with everybody. But now let's get for real. Now, I do think Yuzuki will shine in this match. She's going to aim her arrow into the sky and hopefully land an impactful impression on Mayu. Win, lose, Mayu will walk away going, oh yeah, I made the right choice. But that doesn't change the fact that I have Mayu Iwatani winning. So, also that reminds, as I talk, what are your guys' thoughts on Yuzuki, on the big rookie? She won a rookie tournament the beginning of this year. She beat Hanukkah, which a lot of people were Hanako fans. A lot of people were Hanako fans, and then Yuzuki showed up, and it all just gone in an instant. I mean, hey, I don't see Hanako going one-on-one with the Stardom icon. But again, you did good, kid. I still got Mayu winning. All right, guys. So this is going to sound very similar to the New Japan New Beginning video, but the next match is for the last time. The next match is... Whoops. All right, that was way too much traffic for my liking. But the next match is for the last time. It is multiple personalities. She's won the 5-star. She's won the Wonder. She's won the world. She's toured the world. She was the New Japan Strong Women's Champion, Julia, no faction, versus the top kawaii in the cosmos, the cutest in the world, the cutest in the universe, the deadliest in the universe. Dare I say the craziest in the universe when push comes to shove. It's funny I say these things because Julia is the reason for me being able to say the craziest, the wildest, the most unstable. But she is Tam Nakano. The second person ever to hold both the Wonder and World of Stardom championships. And who's to say maybe that wouldn't have happened without Julia driving her to the brink of insanity. But let's go back to the first thing I said when I was doing introductions. For the last time. So I'm not going to sit here and act like Julia is in my top 3 to 5, but I do love her. But I also want to admit that when I was getting into Stardom, one of the first matches I saw on a consistent base, not the first ever match. When I was getting into Stardom consistently, one of the first matches I saw was Tam Nakano versus Julia. So to see that they have traveled through time, going from Wonder, the hair versus hair match, the 5-star Grand Prix finals, the World of Stardom Championship. And now we're here. Julia's piecing out. Where does she go? I don't know. Maybe she'll go sports entertain. Maybe she'll join Tony D'Angelo, like you guys keep talking about. Maybe she's following Hat Man. Maybe she decides after the match, never mind, I'm staying. The only crime that this match has is it's 15 minutes. This match probably deserves 30 minutes, and I would make it opener as well. Tam Nakano versus Julia is a goodbye letter to Stardom, and it is a thank you to each other. And after this, where does Tam Nakano go? I'll say about 4 people can probably bring that 10 out of 10 side out of Tam. And then, then there's Julia, which they can either go from 10 to 11 at any time, just give them the right amount of time. So the next question will be, who's going to be able to bring that 10 or 11 side out of Tam? But I got Tam Nakano winning this and shaking Julia's hand on the way out. And if this is your last match, thank you, Julia. Thanks for the memories. All right, guys. Now to get to the point of this video. And yes, I did shotgun it just because of how cool and amazing this tournament's been. But let's get into the Cinderella semifinals. It is a Dream Queendom rematch. It is Little Icon, Rising Star as well. I can't play her theme song because of copyright, but you guys know her. She might be Mayu Iwatani's successor. She is, you guys already know how to spell her name out. It's Hana, and it is Hanan versus Ruaka. Might be the youngest person to reach semifinals. Someone fact check me on that. Yeah, I said that it's insane that Tam and Julia are only getting 15 minutes. But this is interesting. One, I didn't expect Ruaka to make it this far. Also, not gonna lie, after watching Ruaka's match against Suzuki, I just gotta know: are the refs afraid of Oedo Tai? Do they not want to get beat up? Like, just say you're afraid of them, because when you see Natsuko Tora launch a fucking suitcase basically across the ring, I'm sorry, but I'm ringing that bell. This has to be the funny, like, Hazuki versus Ruaka was okay. And then when Natsuko threw that briefcase, I believe I've talked to people about this, where, yes, it is okay to not see something. And the ref just goes, I didn't see anything. But you cannot, for the life of me, convince me that the ref did not hear a flying briefcase. Also, he was counting. It was basically in his line of sight. But that's a mini rant. But I'm actually excited for this because it's one step closer to Hanan's Destino. You guys that have talked to me, you guys that have known that ref is secretly a part of Oedo Tai. Dude, at this point, I'm convinced. You guys already know that if I'm talking about Azumi 5-star, I'm looking at another one. I'm looking at the Cinderella tournament. I'm talking about Cinderella Hanan, and this is one step closer. So I'm sorry, kid, but it's Hanan season. And now on to the next match. It is the woman that has gotten tag team, artist, world, wonder. Well, not wonder, but those 3 title matches in the last 6 months, I believe. She is God's Eyes big girl, Ami Sourei versus, and long introduction time, guys. The high-speed bomb girl, the high-speed ace, the undeniable, undisputed future. She is better than your favorites. No, she is not made Top for Glory Superstar of the Year, but she's on the rise. God damn it. She is the queen we need, the queen we love, the queen we deserve. And just in case anyone doesn't know how to spell her name or say her name properly, I'll say it now. It is not AZM, you fucks. It is Azumi. This might be the best match of the tournament, honestly. Right now, it's looking like Starlight Kid versus. Well, right now, like, if I can't choose one, I might just do a small list of the best Cinderella tournament matches. But right now, it's really looking like Hanan versus Mirai, Starlight Kid versus Suzu, and Miyu versus Azumi are like my top 3 favorites right now. But this might go up there. This is speed versus power. We already saw that with May versus Ami, but there's a lot riding on this. There's a story here. It's do we get the rivalry, the feud that we've been building between Ami and Hanan, or do we get the battle of the generations? Because when we speak about young talent, you're either talking about 21 plus, which you start talking about you start talking about Azumi, you start talking about Starlight Kid, you start talking about Suzu Suzuki, you start talking about Tomoka Inaba, or you might be 18 and you start talking about Hanan. Yeah, you might start talking about Hanan, you might start talking about Hina, you might start talking about Rina, you might start talking about Raka. So how we get to the finals and what's the battle, what's the story, all banks on what's going to happen here. And I love the fact that we have not had a double elimination because this is where we are at now. This is where we're at, and I'm so happy. And I genuinely want to say that I'm not going to say who wins between these two. What I actually am going to do is talk about the Cinderella finals and talk about both scenarios. But before I do that, guys, I want to thank all the watchers, listeners, everything in between. Twilight, Albert, Cash Money, thank you all so much for joining me here on Talk for Glory. The Cinderella story that we're talking about, you guys are just as much as a part of the conversation as much as I'm talking. And yes, Cash Money, I do love doing the Azumi intros. They'll get longer, they'll get better, and just like the rest of Talk for Glory, they will always go unrehearsed and unscripted. So, first, as we're talking about the Cinderella story, let's dive into the first one, the story. It is Ami versus Hanan. For the story, Hanan said that she needs to beat Ami. She needs to do this. And Ami says that she needs to beat Hanan where it matters the most. This is the Cinderella finals. I don't think there's anywhere else but the 5-star or Rust or Dream Queendom. So to stop one or the other person's momentum, to stop them from finishing their story, one of them has to win. And I actually have Hanan finally getting that big win over Ami. And unfortunately, it does suck because Ami will then go on to continue being that person that gets the opportunities but just fumbles. Or plan B, guys. Plan B. And if you guys thought I was only going to have one graphic up ready, you guys are sadly mistaken. It is, again, the battles of the generations. But I also want to talk about two things for both sides. Hanan said that this year she wants to try to be as successful as possible. She wants to try and win the Wonder of Stardom Championship. She wants to win the Goddess of Stardom Championship. She wants to try to win the Artist of Stardom Championships. Hanan is speaking her destiny into existence. Unfortunately, potentially she might be standing across from, you guys won't get too long intros. She's standing against the GOAT, the young ace. If it's not 5-star Zoom, it's Cinderella Zumi. Guys, I don't think you guys get it. Zumi's on her way to America. How much sweeter does it sound? Cinderella Azumi on her way to America. And on Azumi's side here, the score is 1-1 between her and the current of Stardom champion Sori Ano. So, with it being tied up, let's up the ante a bit and let's put that Wonder of Stardom championship on the line. Because I did say last year or 2 years ago that Azumi, along with Starlight Kid, are above the high-speed title now. Now let's get the Wonder of Stardom Championship. And if Hanan can't do it right now, Azumi is on the fast track to winning the Wonder of Stardom Championship. And with that being said, guys, that is the Stardom Cinderella Tournament Finals predictions. I want to thank all listeners, all viewers. And I want you guys, and I haven't said it yet, I want you guys to do the most important thing that you can do on Talk for Glory, not just interact with us, but to follow the socials. You guys already know to follow, even though he's not here, Young Smooth at Young Smooth TFG on his Twitter, Enigma_V4_ on my Twitter, Enigma_V4 on my TikTok, Enigma_V4 on my Instagram, Enigma_V4_ on my Twitch, Smooth A1 on his Twitch, Enigma_V4 on my Kick, the gaming website, guys. Remember, guys, follow Talk for Glory just about everywhere, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Google Podcasts, YouTube. Wherever there's a podcast, there is Talk for Glory. And remember, guys, most importantly, look forward to the Cinderella. Look forward to the Cinderella. Sorry about that, guys. Got a notification. But look forward to the Cinderella semifinals, the finals. What will be the finals? I might be wrong. Maybe Rocco wins this because the ref can't see a flying briefcase. But I'm hoping Hanan wins. I'm hoping Azumi wins. But above all, I'm hoping you guys stay safe. Drop a like, drop a sub. Thank you for the interactions. Have a great day and or night. And most of all, most importantly, enjoy wrestling.